Hi guys, and welcome to this video. My name is Noura, and today we're going to be doing a project with teckwrap's light inkjet transfer paper and dark inkjet transfer paper. We're basically going to have a comparison between the two and to see the slight differences between them. We don't need so many supplies. All we need is the transfer paper, the dark and the light. We're going to need a heat press. I'm going to use my Cricut heat press. You will need your dark fabric and light fabric, a lint roller, and parchment paper, which also comes inside the packets. So let's hop onto Design Space and look at the design we're going to be using. Once you bring your image to Design Space, I just want to show you a couple of things. This is the image I'm going to be using, and I'm going to use the same image for the dark inkjet transfer paper and for the light transfer paper. So I just want to show you the comparison between both the colors and how they show through dark and light fabric. So for the dark one, I'm going to be cutting it with my Cricut machine. However, for the light one, I'm going to cut it with scissors. And the reason being is, for the dark one, the backing paper is white. So even if you iron it onto the shirt, the white will still show through. So I want the cuts to be precise. As for the light fabric, the backing paper is sort of transparent. So when you are pressing it to the fabric, it's not going to show. So I'm just going to be cutting around roughly and then ironing it onto the light fabric. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Make It. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is if you are cutting the light one, you're going to need to mirror because you are placing it backwards when you are pressing it onto the fabric. However, for the dark inkjet transfer paper, you don't need to do that. In my instance here, it's just a splash, so it does not have any text that needs to be mirrored, so it's going to be okay for me in both the ways. So let's just hit continue. And I like to cut it with the light cardstock setting. Now let's print. Now when placing your paper, make sure that it is aligned properly on the top and on the left. And always make sure you calibrate your machine before cutting print and cut projects. Okay, let's go cut. Okay, once we've cut the image, let's remove the paper. Now, don't throw this just yet. It'll help us put all the pieces in the right places once we are pressing. So let's start by pressing the dark shirt first. Now, a few differences between the dark inkjet transfer paper and the light one is one, the dark one has a backing sheet that you have to peel off and then place your design face up, put your parchment paper on top and press. You can also use a Teflon sheet on top of that. And the temperature and the timing also differs. For the dark one, the temperature is 165 Celsius for 25 seconds. I will show you the one for the light one in a bit. So let's start and press. What we're going to need to do first is lint roll. Make sure there is no lint, no threads, nothing. And very important, give your shirt a press for 5 seconds. This makes sure there is no moisture trapped on your shirt, which is better for adhesion and it makes your projects last longer. Alright, now remember I told you not to throw this bit. It's just so that it helps us place all the bits and pieces. So let me just place it here. I think that looks good. Now you have to peel the pieces and do this slowly. You don't want to tear your design. And also I wanted to bring to your attention that you can use the dark paper for light fabrics as well. However, you cannot use the light fabric one on dark fabric. Now just put it like a puzzle piece. Okay, now we don't need this. There we go. Make sure it's laying flat. And put your parchment paper on top. And let's press for 25 seconds at 330. Look at that. Okay, let's do the light fabric. Now for the light fabric, like I mentioned before, you have to mirror your image before cutting. And again, that depends if there is text or any directional image on your design. Otherwise, it does not matter. But the difference is once you put the design on your fabric here, which I will show you in a second, you have to put it facing down, not like the black inkjet transfer paper that we have just used. And the temperature and the time also differs. It's going to be pressed at 185 Celsius for 15 seconds. So let's prep our shirt. And don't forget to press for 5 seconds. Just to remove any moisture or wrinkles. So for the light fabric one, I'm just going to cut around it with scissors. And don't worry about these extra bits, they will not show through. Now we could have definitely cut it with the cutting machine as well, but I just wanted to show you that it's also an option to cut with scissors if you don't own a cutting machine. Okay, now let's press. I think I want it to go this way. So for the white fabric, you have to put the image face down, because the image will directly transfer into the shirt. There's no backing, you don't peel it. Now with this, you're gonna have to peel it right off the bat once you're done pressing. So let's start pressing. It's going to be 365 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds, which is 185 Celsius. Let's put the parchment paper and let's press. All right. And there we go. So that's it, you guys. Here are the shirts side by side. Now I wanted to bring to your attention one mistake. So if you pull your sheet a second before, this is going to happen. It's going to peel. So as they say, literally 5 seconds and then peel. So you have to peel it while it's hot. There's a sweet spot. While it's hot, but not so hot. This is what happened when I peeled it right off the bat. I waited the 5 seconds and then it peeled smoothly. And here is the result. Also, you need to keep in mind that if you cut it like me, which is roughly around the edges, you will have this feel around the shirt, which doesn't bother me at all. And here's the dark one. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This was fun to make. You can literally print anything and iron it on your shirts. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.